Hi there, it's Laura at Hyperstamper. I have what is possibly my last Christmas journal of the year. If I can put a final one together, it would be in the next few days, but I don't think I have enough ephemera. So this one here, I have been saving this plate from 1890s. It is a woodblock print that was hand blocked, and we've got this gorgeous image of this girl and boy sledding through, and they're collecting holly here. And it's this beautiful dusty rose color. They've got the little dog chasing the sled. It's just stunning. I took apart an old vintage Christmas decoration and split it up on the top and bottom here. I put some lace here, and I got this gorgeous vintage bangle here that I got in the East Coast this summer, and I've been saving it. And then I found these vintage beads that were the dusty rose color, which are really hard to find, that color bead. And I'm just thrilled with how the cover turned out. I love it. So let me take you on a little tour inside. Everything in here is Christmas themed, and it's all authentic, antique, and vintage Christmas themed ephemera. No commercial pieces in here whatsoever. And I'm just about to put this in my Etsy shop. So let's take a little tour of this sweet, sweet Christmas journal. I love it. This is the dust cover of the last Christmas journal I did, and it's got this beautiful winter scene here, and I turned it into a pocket. And here is a vintage brooch that you can remove, a little Scotty dog there with holly on his collar. And then this here is a wonderful 1927 catalog page, and it's got these wonderful women's winter coats, and I thought that was great for a Christmas winter journal. Really, really beautiful. These coats, honest to goodness, I would wear any of these today. They are just timeless. I just love these catalog page pieces. And then this here is about a 60-year-old plate from a vintage art book. They danced around the tree is the title of that one. And there's a little Christmas poem by Aileen Passmore. And then this here is really cool, from 1925 art education book on paper craft. And on this side, it's got how to make a Christmas box. And I love that. And then there's the pattern down there. 100-year-old pattern, probably perfectly good to use today. I love this plate here. It's from a book on a Santa Claus parade float, and that is from the 1940s. This here is fantastic. I think this is also from the 40s or 50s. And it is a Christmas card that somewhere along the line looks like it had been cut so that they could reuse it. They often did that to make things last longer. And the pretty little image on the back. It's sweet. I just love it. A little pocket here with an index all on Christmas pages in the book. And this here is really fun, from the 1950s. It is, it's got this really fun bra advertisement on this page. And then on this page, we've got Christmas themes there, and some really fun little advertisements for baby food there. Another 1925 art education book page here, things to do for Christmas. And this is from a 1900 postcard album page. I just liked the green for Christmas and added some red vintage lace. Now this one here actually is in two pieces. So the bottom here, it's one page, but the bottom is this woman standing in front of a huge glacier. And then this piece here has this gorgeous holly here, and that is from 1905. Isn't that beautiful? December 23rd. I love those. So those go in here. Got the Canadian birch bark up there, which you see in all kinds of Christmas decor. Another 1925 art education book page there. This is really cool. This is from a 1940s book called The Merrymakers, and it's got this wonderful little plate here, the Northern Lights. We've got the polar bear playing the accordion, the penguins there skating with their little muff shovel. I just think it's absolutely adorable. I love it. There's another Christmas scene here from the early 1900s. And this here is a 61, so 62 years old, magazine page with all kinds of Christmas theme goodies in there. And then this is from an antique book called Romance of the Christmas Card. I pulled that from a magazine there. And then I really like this, how to make a clove ball. Isn't that neat? We used to make them out of oranges. Here is a great 1950s recipe book page for holiday treats. Another one here from another magazine from the 50s. Great recipes in here. And then another magazine page here on different Christmas gifts that you can give. Really colorful and fun fashions and times of that speak of the era. Look at this little sweetie pie here. I love this one. Let me take a minute to open it for you. Look at that cream of wheat, the girl in the snow there and going sledding. And then there's more great Christmas recipes inside there. And then there's a little teeny tiny pocket down here. I love this. It's sugar plum pudding recipe. So you can unfold all that and have the recipe for sugar plum pudding. And that is an antique. This here's another antique plate here. And I've added Christmas scene of a church. And then I added some antique paper on the back. And then this is probably the most special thing. Look at this antique postcard. It's embossed, as you can see here. It's got a little bit of gold leafing on it, and this one is from 1908, and that is a New Year's card. Best wishes and Happy New Year. Absolutely wonderful. I'm going to tuck this one in here because it is the original first pages of this book. This was originally the Boston Cooking School cookbook, which is fabulous. I'm going to be using those pages in upcoming journals. That is from 1905 there. This is just a little book that I made from a vintage playing card with a lady skating. Just some fun trim here because it looks like gingerbread to me, gingerbread man. And then that is from that same book from 1932 on gingerbread cookies. I liked this because it was a red bird for Christmas. And then this here is a 1950s original bird bingo card. And we have Christmas Eve on there, 12/24. Thought that was fun. You can journal on the back of that. This is 1905 or 6, I forget. That's Tiny Tim. God bless us everyone. And the story there. Vintage wrapping paper from the 50s. And this is a vintage book, art book. So this is a plate here. And that is Mary and Joseph and the baby Jesus and the wise men. This is another plate, such as the one on the cover from the same book, 1890s. And that's a little boy in a snowball fight. It's kind of fun. Again, the wood block print, that one is. And then there's another wonderful recipe page from this original book on gingerbreads. And then I got, this is one vintage doily here, and then this is another one, a Ukrainian made doily, and it's got that beautiful red flower, red and green. So I thought that was perfect for this little poinsettia kind of. There's some Christmas seals from 1968. This is the other side of that Tiny Tim story there. This is from an antique book. I think that one is from Little Women. And that's the chapter on Merry Christmas. And then this wonderful card here that would have been sent. I tried to Google it. I couldn't figure out how old it was. But what I saw, it was probably around the 1910 to 20. And then there's a gold edging, which I love. And then we have this little piece here, Jingle Jingle. Another wonderful magazine page, all about Christmas. Wonderful camera advertisements there. And this one here is just a little piece for children. And then this, I love this pocket here, the White Reindeer. That was a journal book that I made. And this is so much fun from the 50s. Look at that. Isn't that great? Or sorry, nope, 70s. This one's from the 70s. Can tell by the coloring. And then antique papers on the inside journal. More vintage doilies. I pulled that from a 1930s book, children's book. And then in here, this is really cool. This is from a newspaper, December 23rd, 1944. And I love it. It's got all these little cartoons here, but of course it was World War. It was at the end of the war. And so there's some things here about the troops. And it's just really historic and interesting and important, I think. So that's just a really fun piece there. Another magazine page here on crafts you can make. Vintage wrapping paper. Little children's book story here from the 40s. And this one is from the 60s. Fairy at the top of the tree. This is just a tag I made out of a book cover. And I chose it because it had children and reds and greens. And this here is really neat. This was a book, obviously from 1909, and it was given at Christmas. So I like to include those inscription pages when I can. And here's something wonderful. So you may have seen in my Christmas books, I've used these wonderful plates with the robins at Christmas in them. It's from this 1950s book, The Wise Robin. And these are the pages that I left intact. Most of them I pulled out, but there's a little pocket I made here and a little poem on snowflakes from 1800s. So we've got some Christmas stamps in there. And then look at this wonderful plate here, another plate from the story. I made a pocket here and put in another wonderful 1950s magazine page, Treats for Christmas, and I hand stamped that little, let me just put that there for now, 'Tis the Season there, and that's the end of the book. This great 1953 yearbook page on winter and the Christmas season, which is neat. 1940s page here. And then this is just a really fun advertisement from a 1940s book. This is from a vintage tree book, Trees of North America. And then there is the pines. Gotta have pines at Christmas, right? And that brings us to the end. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making this one. Come back soon. Bye for now.